afternoon. Hey, hi, hello to everybody jumping in on the chat today. I saw there's some serious action happening in the chat before we got started. So good morning to everybody. I think the first name I saw was Kathy. So good morning, Kathy. Kelly Powell, threatening, terrifying things. There we go. Usually I have Chantel on the big screen in our family room. But tonight you're going to be also going with the speakers. Here it is. Home Alone. But Kelly, so she's going to live stream it on the TV, and it's bad. This is bad. So hi to everybody, all of you jumping in. It's been such a crazy week because yesterday I ran a live stream for Claire. So a lot of you are over there, which is awesome. Thank you for supporting both of us, which is awesome. And it was such a fun thing to do as well. I've done a lot of live streams, but I've never really remote produced for anybody before. So Claire was taking a huge risk, and it seemed to go okay. So we got things to learn, but it was just a lot of fun. So today, I've got my queen out. Shocking, I know. Those of you that come every week, I've been plowing so hard to not get distracted and just to keep working on the queen. But something happened this week, which was we're now on chart 5. I've got to do chart 5 3 times, but we're on the first one of chart 5, the first repeat of chart 5. We're on a new color. So it's big. I also went through and printed out 3 of the chart 5s and double checked where all my color changes were happening. So my little chart has got everything I need now. So no excuses. Oh, hello, falling over. Don't do that again. Whatever that did, it caused something to go black on the screen. Let's not do that again. So yeah, chart 5. John. I got black, like a total black screen of doom here. So, but I think we're all good now. Is everybody good? I think we're good. It's looking good. Anyway, so I sort of plowed through and got the last of the color that I'm working on now done, and now I'm on to the red. So we've got the Brava worsted in red that we're going to be doing for the next color. I really like this red. It is a bit of a pinky red, which is not usually my favorite kind of red, but I really like this one. Yeah, I don't know what I did, but the whole table shook. And we got a little bit of dip down. Now something I need to tell you, straight up, it's currently the coldest day in Queensland of the year here right now. And it's quite chilly, but because before the live stream I was running around like a headless chicken trying to get everything done, I overheated a little bit, but I do have a jumper just here, just off camera. It's a hoodie, and I will probably at some stage after sitting for a little while put it on. Those of you that are new here may not know we go for 2 hours on this live stream. So we will be going from 10 till 12 here in Brisbane or in Australia or East Coast of Australia. I think we're all on the same time zone, right? I don't know. Time zones are weird and wacky things, and they are always fun. So John got the swirly. Josephine says everything's good there. Thank you, Josephine. Game Widow. So Game Widows is jumping in and letting us know what she's working on. I want you all to jump in and let me know what you're working on. So Game Widows is weaving a hand-spun table runner for a friend. That's going to look amazing. So I've just popped the link in for the live stream over in the Fiberific Fun Zone on Facebook. So if those of you that want to, you don't have to, but those of you that want to share photos of your progress or where you're up to, if you go and pop your photos into that new link, or in below that description in the Fiberific Fun Zone group, then we can keep all the pictures together and we all know what we're talking about. Apparently, that's a large hope, isn't it? That's a large hope. If you don't know what the Fiberific Fun Zone is, that is a Facebook group that we have just basically for you guys here who watch the live streams and want to continue on the conversations and show photos. Sometimes we talk about all sorts of things here in this channel, but while crafting. And you know, some days we're like dropping links to biscuit recipes, some days we're dropping links to cow patterns. You know, it's random, but we try to keep it like, you know, on that chat. That's a new thing. We're all still getting used to that. John is working on his weather blanket. Pics posted in the fun zone a few days ago. I saw those pics. That's looking amazing. I love how with your weather blanket, John, you've chosen a historical year. So you're not like having to wait until the day happens to get the temperatures. So if you've got like a week where you've got a lot of downtime and you can get heaps done, you can just plow through it. And I love that idea. I think that's awesome. Josephine is making a hat to match the mirror of AEST cow that she finished on Monday. Oh, wow. You're working so fast and hard at the moment, Josephine. You're plowing through the projects. It's basically, we could confuse you with Kathy, who's making like 2 blankets a week. I swear. Is it 2 blankets a week, Kathy? It feels like 2 blankets a week. So Kathy right now is working on a 6-day kit blanket using Premier Everyday Violet and Parfait. Nice. Crafted an IKEA bed for my daughter yesterday. I mean, like, put your hand up in the chat or say yes in the chat if you have had to like build IKEA furniture. Like, I mean, yes, IKEA furniture for the win. I love IKEA because you can just go and get what you need. I don't love constructing their stuff all the time. Some things I don't mind, but other things I'm just like, does it need to be this hard? Kelly Pole saying, I'm going to have to frog my jumper for the second time. I went the opposite way. My tension is great but tight. So now it's still too small. Still learning heaps through, so staying positive. Heaps though, so staying positive. And that's the thing, right? Like, it doesn't matter how good a crafter you are. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. New yarn, different mood. Like, there's so many things that can change your tension on a day-to-day. One of the things I learned a long time ago was have a pattern for when you've just finished something stressful. So say just getting home from work or like dealing with something that, you know, just like makes you a bit tense, have a pattern or project just for that. And then once you've like, okay, now I feel usual. And then go and do the pattern that you're working on that tension matters. So like jumpers and things like that. So it's definitely an awesome way to do it. I'm just scrolling back in the chat. It just jumped down on me, so I've missed some stuff here. Hillary Wallace, welcome to the chat. Hillary is knitting jumpers for toddlers at the moment. Hillary, do you ever feel like when my daughter was a toddler, not a toddler now, but when my daughter was a toddler, it just felt like by the time I finished it, she'd outgrown it. Like, do you get in early or do you make like specific size jumpers and sell them after they're made? Like, I'm not sure. Kathy Bryce says that her temperature blanket is done. That is awesome. Chintamani, I am with you. It is legit cold here. Okay. All right. No. I need to preface this. We are Queenslanders. We live in subtropical climates. Okay. So it is subtropical here. Currently not all that tropical, let me just tell you. I think last time I looked, it was 12 degrees here at like 9 in the morning. Well, that was an hour ago, so it's probably warmed up a bit now. But that is not tropical. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Someone can throw that in the chat. But yeah, it is quite cold, and there's wind, and it's not awesome. John's saying that that's exactly why he chose 76, was so that he could just work on it at his leisure. That is awesome. Jane Ferry, hello to all. A day off today so I can watch this live rather than the recording. Working on some socks for a friend's birthday. Hey, Jane, nice to see you in the chat. Kerry is working on a Tunisian blanket. Oh, how are you finding that? Oh, it jumped on me again. Come on, StreamYard. I don't like it when you do that. Upstairs blanket and downstairs blanket. So about every 2 weeks you get a blanket done. Okay. That's like, I'm still working on the Queen from multiple years ago. Leslie Grant, welcome to the chat. Hello. Game Widows, you've actually, like, me discussing IKEA didn't remind me, but you saying meatballs has reminded me. Today is the first Thursday of the month here in Brisbane. If you are a Brisbane local, tonight is when we meet up at IKEA Logan for our little crafty group that we have. So we go in, we have whatever, could be meatballs, but whatever we want from the cafeteria, and we take up a corner of the whole cafeteria and we just like own that place, lay out our craft. We've had ladies bring spinning wheels, spindles, knitting, crochet, hand sewing, basically anything you can do without a PowerPoint. And yeah, it is a lot of fun. So if you are local to Brisbane, make sure you can get down one day. We meet on the first and third Thursdays from around 6 p.m. But if you sort of just sit up the back corner, you'll spot us eventually as we all gather. Gamer Widows is trying to get this started before you start your new job on Monday. Congratulations on your new job. That is awesome. That's a good idea. I never thought about that. A transitional mood project. Yeah, it's one of, because your tension changes. Like when you're like had something really stressful happening, you're like, oh, especially with your knitting, crochet as well, but knitting in particular. Yeah, it is insanity. Oh, come on. Hillary. Oh, okay. So Hillary does both. Makes them for specific children as well as make specific sizes to sell. That's awesome. Francis says, I always make the toddler jumpers a size bigger. Yeah, that's probably where I'd have to go if I had been clever, but I wasn't back then. Now I would be like, you know what? I'm not going to make them. Also, it's Queensland here. Not much use for jumpers. Except for today. Today, apparently, we all need jumpers. Hillary says it's Northeast Victoria where she is, and it's a tad chilly. Yeah, I can imagine it's quite chilly for you. John has said that it's 54 Fahrenheit. Is that for the 12 degrees? Yeah. So it's 15 degrees where you are in shorts and a t-shirt. Well, I'm in a t-shirt. I mean, I don't have shorts on. I've got long pants and socks. Angela made it to the live again, working on a shawl and a poncho. That is awesome. I'm just catching up. Hillary's at 7 degrees. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I've caught. Okay, John says yes. 12 is 54. Awesome. So yeah, I know that may not be cold to those of you that like get snow. We don't get snow here. It doesn't happen often. It has historically happened, and it happened one time in Brisbane in summer, which is weird. Molly says we're in single digits. It's about 4 degrees at Chintamani's parents' place. Yeah, this is cold weather for Australia. This is cold. And I think the biggest thing for us was that, when you're coming into winter, it's normally like that, temperatures dropping. We went from like 28, 30 degree days last week to 12 degree week days. Sort of, was it Monday? Like this wind just came in. There is what do they call it? A polar blast that just came through the southeast of Australia. Or the east of Australia. So yeah, it's cold. I'm complaining bitterly because I like the cold to a degree. I like to be prepared for the cold. Oh, yeah, and there's early snow in the snowfields. I heard that they're opening Thredbo early. So that's cool. So Thredbo is one of Australia's big ski fields. And that normally doesn't open for another month or so, I don't think. Is that right? Maybe a couple of weeks. It might be a couple of weeks. I don't know. And Chintamani is making an extra valid point. In Queensland, our houses are not designed for the cold. They are actually designed to suck the heat out through the ceiling. I've got whirligigs on my roof that suck the warmth out of the ceiling to try and keep the house cooler, because in summer I can keep even without air conditioners, but just with the house alone, it's actually 2 to 3 degrees cooler inside, even up to 5 degrees, depending on how hot it is. But we can keep it cooler inside than outside. And our house is designed to get the heat out as fast as possible. So it's not awesome. Yeah. Jane says that it's 2 degrees where she is, but the sun's shining, so it's not all bad. Yeah, I agree. I don't mind cold blue skies. I like cold blue skies. So today in my cup, I just have, my delicious coffee from the coffee company. I can't remember which bag of beans it is. Everything I've had from them is amazing. I am a medium roast person. I don't like a dark roast. I don't like my coffee to be bitter. But I've got my hedge of Ninja mug happening here. So if you want your own Hedge of Ninja mug, you could go and check out the Fiberific Redbubble store. I probably should have planned this. Hang on a second. Oh, there we go. A ticker. There you go. Fiberific.redbubble.com. You can get this. You can get zipper pouches, all sorts of things with this design on it, which I absolutely love. This is probably my favorite out of all of the different designs we've got over there. So I am loving it. And the coffee is good and it's hot. So winning. Leanne says, I couldn't believe our new little house had a fireplace. I've never needed one. Or even seen one in any house I've lived in Queensland. Well, I mean, I'd have that fire on now. Oh, John stopped drinking daily coffee this week. Does that mean you drink more than one a day, or like you just have one a week? I don't know. What does that mean? Oh, and you have your kids this week. So how's that going for you? Just turned a heel on Dad's second sock. That's awesome. Second sock nearly done. So should we get into this crochet? I reckon we should. All right. So we've got the red. I joined it on already. I've got I feel so organized. So I'm just waiting for something to crash and burn because I'm like, oh, I've got everything sorted. And so I'm just waiting for everything just to go boom. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, we have a new member. Angela. Can I bring that? I can bring that on screen. Angela is a new member. Thank you, Angela, for being a channel member. I really appreciate all of you that are channel members here on the Fiberific Live Craft and Chat. It is so awesome. You guys, those of you that are channel members, and now Angela as well, make it so that I can keep my internet paid for, my cameras upgraded, make sure that my audio doesn't crash and burn, get pretty colored lights. Hello, fairy lights. And that's all because of the support that you guys give by becoming channel members or Patreon members if you prefer. If you are not a channel member and are thinking about it, there's a join button somewhere. If you're on an iOS device, you're probably better off to jump onto a laptop if you can. But if you're on an Android device or on a laptop or a computer, then it should be super easy. But Angela, thank you so much for jumping in and becoming an artisan level channel member. I really appreciate you. Okay, that was exciting. We haven't had, and I know there's no song. I don't have a song right now because I don't have a current subscription to any music sharing stuff. So I don't want to risk us getting demonetized by having a song that we don't own rights to. So I will get that sorted. But yeah, so it is. Oh, I just moved my hands over a little. So those of you that have watched before, this is the beginning of the row. I have to just focus a little bit because it's different. And also I'm adjusting to a new color. I love this red. It's such a good red. Has anyone in the chat used Knit Picks Brava before? Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So let me know in the chat if you've used Knit Picks Brava before, because I love it. Oops, I've done something wrong. Hang on. 1, 2, then blip, then 1, 2. Because that should be standing directly on top. What did I do? Did I do something wrong in the previous row? 1, bip, 1, 2, bip. Okay. I'm just checking. I don't want to get it wrong because, you know, I get it wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did. I got it totally wrong. All right. Okay. It's just me. I knew, you know, the crash and burn was going to happen somewhere. I wasn't reading the chart properly like a goober. Now, I can't show you guys the chart, but if you want the pattern, it's the queen cow from Tina, whose name I can't say. Sorry, Tina. So yeah. Let's have a look here in the chat. Josephine says, I have black tea. Darjeeling, I love it. It tastes good, no sugar and caffeine. So as in it does have caffeine, because Darjeeling tea has caffeine. I'm just double checking that we're on the same page. Kathy says that she has used Brava. That's good. And I made some hats with it. I like how it feels. Yes, I was. I managed to like just do basically like I think it was 3 rows through the week. It wasn't the 7 that I like to try and do. But I did also sort out where I was up to in the charts, get all the charts ready for the color change. I realized at some stage through, the last however many hundreds of rows I've done, I had screwed up the numbers somewhere. So everything was like off by a row. We're going to ignore that. I am not going to go and find out where that is. It's hundreds of rows of work. I am not fixing that. So we're just moving on. It's that simple. We're just moving on. And then we'll go from there. Oh, yes, definitely not fixing that. It's one row. It's a whole row where I didn't change colors at the right time. And that's that. So, yeah. But it does feel that this is the right point to change color. Like, so I don't know. I don't know the answer. How was the pasta? So last week we had a discussion about, what's it called again? Pulse pasta. Sanremo do a pulse pasta where it's not made with wheat, like just with wheat flour. It's got other things in it. I've had this spaghetti a couple of times. I am struggling to cook it long enough. Like it's still got a bit of chew to it. It tastes fine. I got no issues with the taste, but I'm struggling to cook it long enough. Now, my sneaky quick lunch, I normally use like that 2-minute spaghetti, like the super skinny stuff. I'm already doing this other one. Like its box says 8 to 10 minutes. I've already cooked it for 12 minutes and 14 minutes and it's still chewy. So I don't know how I feel about that side of it. The taste is totally fine. But I'm not the biggest fan of chewy pasta, but I will eat it. I will still eat it. It did not ruin the meal or the experience that I was having with the meal. But yeah. Our Okie Homestead, welcome to the chat. And Sally Mod Extraordinaire has got up now and warmed up and woken up and has a mocha. Fantastic. That is awesome. Wow. Okay, let me just. So my arms are still a bit sore. Those of you that are in the know that I'm trialing some new health stuff. And this week's workout was some leg presses, which I was expecting sore legs. No sore legs as yet. So, we'll see how that goes. But we did, what do we do with the arms? We did overhead dumbbell things. I don't know what anything's called. You go lift a dumbbell up over your head, like with both hands at the same time. I did lots of those. And I did push-ups, the leaning push-ups. So I did them while standing because my knees suck and getting up and down off the floor is not the easiest. And what else? There was something else that I did with my arms. Oh, boxing. I did boxing. Oh yeah, I just punched this guy. No. But yeah, no, did lots of boxing, which is something I've not really done a lot of. I used to do some speedball training like when I was way younger, like we're talking 30 years ago. But I haven't done that for a long time, so there's no muscle memory there for that. But this was just like boxing with pads and the guy and just punching at him, and it felt weird. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like hitting people, it turns out. So yeah, if you've got sore arms, you're doing leg presses wrong. Yeah. But we're doing everything with like sort of low weights. We don't want to cause more damage, so we're just seeing how we go. But my arms are just still like quite tender through just here. So it's just, yeah. Abby, you're embarrassing yourself. This is not knitting, it's crochet. Oh, and you're right, the camera has frozen. Let's just jump back. to that, and I'll see if I can, yeah, Abby, it's crochet. Yep, so I'll go and I'm just going to see if we can just quickly give that a bit of a zhuzh over. And we'll jump back into the two cams. That's still frozen. So we're just going to deactivate that for a second. It is intentionally black. We got to give it a little second. And fingers are crossed, everybody, that it'll come back on. We'll see. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. No, it's, oh yeah, there we go. Woohoo, it's working. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just keep going. It's a little delayed. It's been a little delayed for a few weeks. Yeah. I like that, Kelly Cole. Abs, why aren't you a channel member? Because I can't afford for her to be a channel member on my channel, and she'd never pay for it herself. For those of you that don't know, Abs is Abby Olio is my Abs, my Abby daughter here. So yeah, it is, you know. I don't know if she'd be old enough to legally set it up herself. She's over 13, I think. So it means that she can do all the YouTube stuff on her own. Leanne's craft room. Me too. I'm a little delayed lately as well. Goodness me. Yeah, I would say I'm just sort of jumping around. This red is a little bit of a pinky red, but I still like it. When usually I don't like pinky reds, but yeah. And the camera, when we refreshed it, we lost all my setting changes, so you can't see the difference between the two colors. I'm going to see if I can fix that. Rebecca Nelson is asking, is anybody doing Tour de Fleece? I've done it a few times. I'm not planning on doing it this year. So let me just see if I can fix this colors up. It may or may not work. Okay. So we just bear with. I resettled this up this morning, so it's making me do it again now. So let's go in here and see if we can fix it. So that is there, and we want to drop down the brightness a little and bring up the gain a little. No, contrast. No, it's not going to show us the separation of colors. It's being a butt face. So here you can see that there's definitely a difference between the two colors. But down here, we can't. John says 8-year-olds are dumb. Oh dear. Let me just jump back in. I just want to just see if we can just fix it one more time. Drop down the saturation a little. It's not really helping. Yeah. Oh, well. I mean, at least it's working, like at least it's working. So we'll just be grateful it's working and we'll go from there. Okay. Deb, good morning. Oh, Deb has jumped in to become a new channel member. Deb, thank you so much for choosing Ad Skippers and becoming a new channel member here. I really, really appreciate you jumping in and, just helping out each month. That is so awesome. Thank you. I'm so excited. You guys are brilliant. Happy days today. Happy days. Yeah, that's exciting. No, Chintami says not doing Tour de Fleece, too much pressure. Also, let's just make up words. Too much pressure, and also no time usually to do it. Yeah. So it is definitely one of those things. My camera might be feeling the chill too. Maybe. Oh, wrong camera. Thank you. Maybe feeling the chill. It's crochet him a blanket. When I moved into this room for the studio, I was more concerned about what it was going to be like in summer. I was like, oh man, this room's going to get so hot. I have to sort out air conditioning or something. It's gonna get so I did not allow for the fact that if we had a cold winter, this room would also be super chill, like so cold. I'm really glad that I put down some carpet in here. I mean, it's just a couple of carpet mats. It doesn't cover the whole floor. It doesn't cover the floor that's actually under my feet. So my feet are on lino. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh, this is cold. This is cold. But I can do it. I will be brave. I will be brave and I will do this. Now, just as a bit of housekeeping, because I've just realized that in my YouTube chat, I had top chat. So just double click that down and choose the live chat option. So yeah, something as well that we mentioned yesterday on Claire's live stream yesterday was if you are a channel member, if you click the super chat option, you actually get a free super chat each month. Now, the catch with it, I don't think I can bring it on screen through this software, which is weird. Like I can bring on new channel members, but apparently I can't bring on a super chat, I don't think. Or at least I didn't seem to be able to yesterday when I was going live on Claire's. So if somebody here is a channel member and hasn't used their super chat for this month, if you've got something awesome to say, I'd love to do a test, but I also don't want to use up your one free super chat if you don't want to. Chintamani says, I spin for pleasure, so deadlines are so not for me. Yeah. I've just finished spinning. I've just finished a big spinning project. Tortoise is a bit too soon. Yeah. And it's a big, I mean, the reality with tortoise is you can make it as big as or as small as you want. There's no, like if you're a beginner spinner, you don't have to spin like hundreds of kilos or hundreds of pounds of fiber. You can just spin 100 grams or 4 ounces. You know, you don't need to mess around with it. It just you get to choose how you want it. So that's one of the things I love about Tortoise. And Tortoise, for those of you that don't know, it's I believe it's still run over on Ravelry. That's where it started over there as a big group over on Ravelry, and you can join teams, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you're a spinner and you do want to get involved. Sally, I can see on my YouTube screen that you went in and threw in your test comment for me, 7 awesome months and many more to come. It did not come across to StreamYard, so I can't put it on screen, which I think is poopy. I think that I need to put in a request to StreamYard, like, dudes, the comments that we want to highlight as super chats, we can't bring them on screen. That's so not cool. That's so not cool. But thank you, Sally, for throwing that in there as well so I can test that out. I have loads of weaving projects I need to get done. With all of that yarn that you spun, oh my goodness. I haven't dug my loom out and used a loom in a really, really long time. I don't need socks. I've got socks.
Oh,
thanks.
Are you already cold?
Yeah, I'm cold.
Oh.
Abby just threw this massive pair of socks at me. So yeah. Oh, Sally says it should also say 8 months, not 7. Oh. Oh yeah, you wrote 7 awesome months, but it says member for 8 months. Okay, I read what you wrote. Right. Vampires morning all lurking today while I do online grocery shop. My brother was telling me about how much he loves online grocery shopping because it means he can keep to his budget so much better than if you like spot the bargains. Like I'm like queen of spotting the bargains. So I end up with a lot more in my trolley than I intend to. I should probably start doing that. Yeah. John, if only you had a blanket. I mean, yeah, like here we go. It's only a little blanket. I could possibly just like have it on my legs as well, right? I don't know, maybe. Oh, geez. I mean, I'm making a blanket. And the There's a blanket right next to me. Oh my goodness. There we go. Put it under my feet so my feet are off the floor. Oh gosh. There we go. And I do have a hoodie just there, but my arms aren't cold. It's just my feet and legs that are cold. Deb says that she finds that she buys less junk food when she shops online. Yep. Leanne says mine says 7 months too. But I remember 1.5. Oh, you definitely don't want to be member 2. Now, Claire also sends her apology. She can't make it into the chat today. She was planning to, but some plans changed on her end. So she's not going to be here today. My hands aren't cold yet, but I do have a hoodie here. So when I start to cool down, like the top half of me cools down, I can put that on. By the end of the stream, I'm just going to be like this little rugged up munchkin. It'll be so funny. I tell you what, having I feel like such an idiot. Like there was a blanket just sitting right there, like just on a crate. It's mine now. Got it. I was weaving on the weekend at a retreat. And now have many requests for scarves and wraps and table runners. Oh, that is awesome. Gotta love that. We've got the Fiberific retreat coming up. It's creeping up on us. It's 3 months away now. So we'll have to start doing a week count soon. When I grocery shop, I have a very detailed list that includes also aisle numbers, so it keeps me from spontaneous shopping. I like, because my daughter works at the local grocery store that I shop at. So she makes me a list like that as well, which is great. But I still keep an eye out for the bargains, and I might change a meal if a different meat is on special or if some ingredients are on special or something like that. Online groceries are great. No more queuing and ducking around people with their uncontrolled trolleys. They bag things poorly though, like cans with biscuits. Oh, seriously, they don't train their checkout staff to bag properly. Abby and I have had discussions about it because I was just like, do people just ignore it or is it just not taught? She goes, it's just not taught. But Abby, like, because she grew up with me and I would always complain bitterly when we got home about what got put with what. So now when she's packing people's bags, she's so careful with it, making sure that everything is like all the cold things are together and cleaning products are not with fruit and veggie and, like stuff like that. Leanne says, oh, it changed once I added to the chat. That's interesting. Yeah. Wait a second. I've missed something. Did I miss it did they not come up in the chat here? No, there's Deb's. Oh, I'm going to tell you guys something. I don't have, you remember how we had Deb's new membership and Angela's new membership? Well, Gaming Widows has put in a new membership and it did not come across. Oh, but I'm going to do this anyway. New member, Gamer Widows. Game Widows is awesome. Oh, okay. Game Widows is not a new member. That's why. I take you. You don't get the new member. No, I'm kidding. They appear in the chat. It's only the new members that appear in my StreamYard chat, so I can bring them on screen. But my existing members, who I love and I think are amazing, I don't get to highlight them, and I think that's trash. So Game Widows, thank you for being a member for 8 months. I super appreciate you. I hate it when they put my eggs on the bottom of bag and then put something heavy right on top. Yeah, I don't mind if it's like, some berries or something light, like a packet of chips or something super light. But if it's heavy, the eggs go in a bag by themselves. Sorry. Is it a bad idea to do the tour de fleece just to improve on spinning? No. If you've got the time to do tour de fleece and you want to like get better at a skill or something like that, then do it. Absolutely. It's never bad to join into something to benefit a skill. That's why we're all there. Oops, I'm not new. I've been a member for ages. That's what I thought, but I was like, maybe I missed something. It happens. I unpack my trolley and put things on the conveyor belt at the supermarket with things together I want to put in the same bag. Like cold, yeah, I do the same thing because I shop in that order as well usually. Abby was just like, if you put a bag, like bag before the cold stuff and then a bag before your fruit and veggie and a bag before your cleaning products, it'll actually remind the person to separate the bags. The person behind you may not appreciate it because you're taking up extra space on the conveyor belt. But I'm like, it's my conveyor belt right now. I am the customer. So I do that a little bit sometimes too, unless I'm going through Abby's checkout, and then I can just throw it on in any old order because I know she's going to sort it out. Sally said, I did see a message, Sally, and then got distracted. Don't worry, I'll be counting down. I've already my countdown for my ear op 2 weeks tomorrow. That is exciting. Jennifer Baker, I'm so upset. I just cut and trimmed a bag. I forgot to open the zip. Oh, it had embroidery and a lace zip I made. Is there no way to fix it? Is there no way to get a finger in with a chopstick and just feed the zip open just a little? I don't know. Oh, Jennifer, that's going to be devastating. Yeah. Now back to. I think I got that. Did I get that one, Sal? I think I got that one. A countdown for retreat will be awesome. Absolutely. And we'll get the we'll open up a Spotify playlist for people who want to add to that, like we did last year. When I go, I split the items with the bags. I don't always follow it though. I'm making it easier for them. Yeah. Rebecca Nelson, I joined in a spin along last year to improve my spinning. There you go. Good morning, Sue Singleton. Welcome, lurking today while working. Lurking while working. You cut the head off the zip. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty permanent. Ouch. That's got to be upsetting. Kathy Breyer, I get a new member notice here, but I know you've just upgraded to Artisan, and thank you. Look, I'm going to give you the new member anyway because you've upgraded your subscription. That is awesome, and that one came over in the chat. So I don't understand it. I'm going to put in a thing to TubeBuddy. No, not TubeBuddy. StreamYard, who makes this software. Thank you for upgrading, Kathy. I appreciate that. Work. Yeah, I like that, Sally. Hashtag working, like lurking, but working. Leanne says hello to all the lurkers. We do appreciate you. We do. We definitely appreciate you, especially those of you sneakily lurking while you're at work. Oh, that's so fun. I hope you don't get in trouble, honestly. I really hope you don't get in trouble. Sue Singleton, Sue Ellen Stewart is also working. Working. I don't know how to say it without sounding like I'm just saying working. No, I can't. I can't work out a way. I'll have to think of a way to pronounce it so that we know. Or we could just say hashtag working. Chintamani is reminding everybody to thumbs up. So thank you for that, Chintamani. Mel says, I work from home, so it's easy to have it on in the background. Oh, that's awesome. I love live streams. I find them very distracting from my work though, because I get really I want to chat. I want to be there typing in the chat. So if I'm supposed to be doing something else, I can't put a live stream on because I will stop whatever it is I'm doing and start interacting in the live stream. Not all of them, but a lot of them. A lot. Some with crazy huge chats, I don't tend to get so sucked into those chats, but smaller intimate chats like these ones and Claire's and stuff like that, totally get sucked into those. So yeah, I need a drink. Also click over to the live chat, otherwise you've missed some of the comments. That's true. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I also have water. So when my coffee runs out, I will have water. Oops. Go back and fix that. My tummy just groaned. Like, I had breakfast, dude. And then I thought about what I had for breakfast. It's not proper breakfast. I had morning snack. I'm learning that my eating habits are really trash. Like, getting up and doing a whole pile of stuff and not having breakfast until like 10 o'clock is rubbish. And a single piece of fruit is not classed as breakfast. Oh, I've just realized I've made it through the yarn bath. So when I started the row, I had some yarn bath. So could you guys hear my tummy then? Oh my goodness, sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to go and get anything to eat right now. I promise Tummy to make you a nice lunch, okay? We will have like noodles, an egg, and veggies. How does that sound? That sounds awesome. Yes, it does. I'll make that. John says, speaking of working, I have to get these kids to bed and get their lunches and stuff ready for school tomorrow. We'll have fun with that, John. No, we definitely don't need a tummy mic. We really don't. No, definitely not. We're getting close to the end of a row here, you guys. We're doing good. We're doing good. Chintani says, breakfast is whatever you can tolerate before 10 a.m. I rarely have anything other than coffee. Yeah, my dietitian's just like, you know what? If you're not having a proper breakfast, that's actually the start of the trouble. And she said that the reason I don't feel hungry in the morning is because my metabolism is a mess. And that once we work on all this other stuff, the way we'll notice if it's working is I will wake up hungry. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to that. I don't wake up hungry yet. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. I don't know. She didn't give me a time frame on that. So, you know, I'm due to see her in a few weeks. So we'll see. I'll ask that question, like, how long are we doing this before we work out if it's working or not? The most important meal of the day is advertising. That's true. It's not the most important meal of the day, but it is important to nourish your body before you start any activity. And if you're not, then there's a problem. Yeah, Chintami, me too. That was exactly the problem. There were some days where I wouldn't really eat anything until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's all bad. And it's all bad. So we're trying to reverse it for me. It's all bad for me, I should say. It doesn't work for me. And that is probably, she says, it's very probably the reason why I'm overweight is I don't eat enough and I don't eat like enough at all. Like it was a little bit confronting. I'm still expected to eat nearly double the food I eat. Otherwise I won't lose weight. And I was just like, really? Like, that doesn't work? It's just like, yeah, it works. So we're going to trial it. We'll see what happens, eh? I'll let you know. I'll keep you in the loop. But yeah, it is definitely an interesting take. Sally says, I don't wake up hungry either. Yep. Leanne says it makes sense. Breakfast is a metabolism kickstarter, breaking the fast overnight. Yep. Yeah. And while it's not the most important meal, it's still a meal that you should be having. I don't have much to spin with. I guess I need to get a few bats and braids. Yeah, definitely. Yes, I agree with this. It's a good excuse to shop. But also don't go too hard so that if you don't get it all spun, you don't feel guilty. I remember waking up hungry as a kid, Chintamani. I don't remember waking up hungry as an adult. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works, and I'll let you know. But the other thing to remember is that everybody's body is different, and so we're trying this for my body. So just because it may work for me or may not work for me doesn't mean it will not or will work for somebody else. So we're trialing things. We also know what's worked for me in the past. So, yes. Yeah. So, how are we going here? How are you all going on your projects? Are you working away or are you hanging out in the chat? Not that it's bad to not get anything done and just kick back and listen to Chantel ramble about rambling things of rambleness. I mean, we should put that on a shirt. You need a really big shirt for all the rambling. Oh, gosh. I think it's nearly time to put my hoodie on. My back's starting to get cold. My arms aren't cold yet, though. Chintami says, I stopped eating at around 50 and never got back into the habit. Yeah, and I think it is a habit thing. I don't like a heavy breakfast, and she said that's totally fine. You don't have to have a big breakfast, but you have to have something. So far, I've been having a low sugar granola, which I'm actually really liking. I don't know if you can get it in other countries, honestly. In Australia, it's called Jordan's Low Sugar Granola, and it's blueberry and coconut, which I love both of those things. So, and it's not overly sweet, because that's something I don't like about breakfast cereal is how sweet it is. Unless you have Wheat Bix, which is just bland, and I don't like cornflakes. So, but yeah, so this has been really nice. Like, a couple of tablespoons of yogurt, a few tablespoons of the granola, and a coffee. It's not a big breakfast, but it's a breakfast all the same. Done. Oh, look at this. Oh, I just got having dinner. I thought you would like meant done, as in you've done your shopping. I'm going to ignore that, Chintamani. Angela says, I'm crocheting and chatting. I'm working on a simple pattern for the poncho. That is awesome. I have refrigerator oatmeal with blueberries, cinnamon, and non-fat plain yogurt every morning. I love blueberries so much. I love blueberries. I'm working away on my Yuletide blanket. That is looking amazing. Are you going to bring that to Caffeinated Crafters tonight so I can drill over it again? Because that is looking stunning. The colors, the work, it's just beautiful. I don't like rice bubbles. They're an ingredient. They're not cereal. How did you like the alternative pasta last week? Yeah, I was saying a little bit earlier that I don't mind the flavor of it. The flavor's fine. But I'm struggling to cook it long enough so that it's not chewy. So the box said 8 to 10 minutes. I did that. It was still chewy. Now the second time I had it, I did it for 12 minutes because I also don't want to turn it to mush. Do you know what I mean? So 12 minutes for the next time, still chewy, a little less chewy. So maybe like 14 or 15 minutes will be the thing. The hubby just called. He's silly, isn't he? Yeah, he should know. Thursdays, not taking calls. Sorry. My brother messaged me this morning, hey, are you up? And I'm like, yeah, it's live streaming day. I'm about to go live on YouTube. And he was like, oh, okay, no worries. I'll talk to you later. I'm like, yeah. Yes, you will, Daniel. But yeah. People learn. I've just realized there's yarn in an unsafe spot down here that Louis could absolutely get hold of. Louis the dog, who we all love and adore, has an unhealthy relationship with yarn in a house that has this much yarn. He attacks the balls of yarn like they are squeaky toys. And it is not good for the yarn. It's not good for me because I see it and my heart goes, oh! So, yeah. I don't know, we've got to train him better. I mean, also I need to make sure my yarn's not where he can get it. So I've just spotted this. It's the end of the purple. So we'll have enough there for about half a row before we change over. That's the other thing. Like we've got new chart, new color. And then when we change to the purple, we're in one of those massive like pound balls or 500 gram balls. 1, 2, 3. was doing the wrong stitches there. Hugs for Louie. Thanks, Artzog. Yeah, Abby tried doing overnight something, but it was I think I need a better recipe than whatever she was using because it wasn't good. I don't know what she was doing. So yeah. Shintani said probably not. Well, see, this is the thing. He doesn't eat it. He just trashes it. And it just turns into this and then rolls in it and just like he just destroys the ball. He doesn't so much eat the yarn, he just makes it unusable forever. Oh, we're coming up close. I can feel the end is near. Yay. So yes. Well, so it is the 2nd of June here. So 1st of June for some of you. We are heading towards the tail end of the first half of the year. And I sort of it's one of my points where I look back and go, okay, how has this year been going? What can I do better? What can I stop doing? What can I start doing? It's kind of like one of those what's the word? Where you reflective times where I try and have a think about different stuff. And other than the fact that I cannot believe half a year is nearly over, which I struggle with so hard. I'm actually feeling pretty good about the first half of this year. There's been some hoops that are lining up, like with the with my other channel as well. There's some things that are coming together nicely for Fiberific. Some of the plans for the retreat are coming along well. I feel like I'm starting to really focus more on my physical being, like looking after myself better, only for the last couple of weeks. But, you know, that's still in the first half of the year, right? And yeah, I'm just feeling fairly positive about how the second half of the year will go. There've been some downsides to the first half of this year, and trying to move through those both physically and emotionally has been really hard. But just realizing that, okay, those things can't be changed, but what can we do better for the next half of the year and focusing on that, I find that's really helping. Hang on, I've missed some chats here. It's nearly Chintami's birthday. I'm a midwinter baby. Yeah, my birthday's coming up faster than I was expecting. Definitely a big rush into winter this year. I agree with you. I used to have a smoothie with blueberries, avocado, almonds, protein powder, and coconut milk, and now I have a cup of tea. Really? For breakfast? I like the idea of that smoothie. That sounds good. I like smoothies. My sister just sent me a picture of a yarn bowl that she made, but the bit that you feed the yarn has warped and is bent out of shape. So she said I can have it. So I get a new yarn bowl. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, Kerry. Heading back to bed, too cold. Have a great day. Enjoy the warmth of your blankets. I used to make low carb protein shakes, but I haven't done that in a while. Yeah. Have I been using? Yes, I have. I have been using it. Now, do you remember I didn't actually add a lot into mine because I really want to focus on this queen. And I'm so proud of myself for not starting any additional projects outside of the queen and what I had in the planner. Now, in saying that, I still haven't finished one of the other projects that I had in the planner, which was a gift for my mum's partner. Oh, hang on. I'm at the end of the row. Let me just double check what I've got to do here. So 5, then 2, then 1. But yeah, so I'm like super proud of myself because usually in a year I will have started, I can't tell you how many patterns in the first half of a year. It is embarrassing probably because I test for a technique. I don't finish them. What have I done with my scissors? There they are. But yes, but this year I have not started any new projects except for the ones I planned. So I am feeling pretty good about that. I'm just double checking something here. My phone just did something hinky. Nope, it's all good. Okay. All right, we are on to the next row. Have you guys been using the planner that I made and gifted to you all? That's the big question, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go and get that little bit of purple off the floor. We'll utilize that before we jump into the other one. Lisby's in the chat. Good morning. Hello. The Wagtails 4-ply mohair 4-ply yarn. What would you work that I can spin up? Oh, I have no idea. Somebody in the chat might be able to help with that. She actually asked if it would still work with it being warped and out of shape. I said if she had yarn, she could test it out, but she couldn't be bothered. So she's giving it to me. Okay, that's a win. That's a win for you, right? Like, take it. She's going to make herself another one, right? She's not just giving up. So Kathy says, you are doing a great job with focusing on your queen. I think, honestly, I think getting past all the yellow really made a huge difference for me. Like, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but I try to block out the yellow from my vision. And it's making it easier. Also, knowing that I'm now in chart 5 and I'm on the rundown to all the new colors, that's really helping as well. So, yeah. Got caught up watching The Maid, missed the time. Well, we're glad you made it, for the second half of the live chat. We are through our first hour. So you guys are awesome. So thank you for hanging out. Now I'm just going to just lean over here and grab this yarn off the floor. Oh, my blanket fell down. So I've got this little bit here, just this little, it's not enough for a whole row, but I'm not going to waste it. I'll just do a join, which, especially on a queen, kind of sucks doing joins, because one of the advantages of all these ends is that you don't have to join any of them. But yeah. Is anyone taking part of whatever that is? With Kim and Yona? I ordered my yarn late, but hoping to still make it. I don't know what that is. The Isabel Kramer cow and Knit Together with Kim and Yona. Is that through Queensland Spinners? Totally a win. Considering my other one she made for me broke, I think she is making them to sell as she's a potter and that is her job. Ah, yeah. Well, she'll want a good one because it'll be the one that she displays. So, yeah. So, what's an MYAC? An Isabel Crane. I don't know what that is. I really don't. I feel a bit like a numpty for not knowing what that is. Morning tea time, kid made honey joys. Nice. Nice, nice. Homemade honey joys are a delight. I think my kid's still in her bed, not having moved. She has an exam block, so she only goes to school when she has the actual exams, which her next one's not until tomorrow. So today is a study day. She's studying in her bed on her phone under a doona. Oh, thank you, Mel, for explaining that to me. EMYAC is a yarn dye supplier, and Isabel Kramer rang a bell, but I didn't know what EMYAC was. Is it MYAC? It might be MYAC. I don't even know. I'm like trashing someone's name. Sorry, but that sounds cool. I like the idea. I'm not doing it, but I like the idea because I'm not looking at any knit alongs or crochet alongs or anything. I'm avoiding it like the plague because I know that I'll be like, oh, shiny thing, and jump ship. And it was so nerve-wracking because I know what I'm like. When I was waiting for the purple yarn to arrive, I'm like, if it doesn't arrive before, so I slowed down so I didn't run out. because I was just like, if it doesn't arrive and I have to put this down and work on something else for the live streams, I'm probably not going to pick it back up for ages. And I was so worried about that. And then it arrived and I was just like, phew, okay. So I didn't have to test my resolve, which is lucky because I think my resolve is crap. Oh, geez. But yeah, it is definitely one of those things. I'm glad that I've been able to keep going with this. But in saying that, there are times when this project is just, I don't take it out in the lounge room to work on it because it's just so big. And with the dog, he attacks all the little ends and I've got to go through my existing whip pile and work out if there's something I can just continue on with, because I don't want to start anything new, but I do want something small that I can work on because there's so many series that I'm watching at the moment that are just fantastic. So now my other camera is playing up. Wow, what is going on today? Hang on, I'm just going to deactivate that one and we'll see how it goes. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I'm just going to reactivate it and fingers are crossed. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I rebooted everything before we started, so I shouldn't be doing any of this. Thank you for letting me know. Chintami says, I avoid them all. I would never be able to keep up. It's frustrating. Lisby says, I'm so glad that my dogs are old enough and they don't do that anymore. Yeah, I mean, Louis is still just a puppy, right? Like, I mean, he's over 12 months old now, but he is still just a little baby. A question for you and our live chatters, those that are multi-crafters, while doing one craft, do you think of your other crafts? Chantel, are you missing knitting? What was your last knit make? I am very much missing lace knitting. I was thinking about that the other day. I was packing someone's order for beads and I was just like, oh man, I haven't made anything with knitting and beads in so long. And I was just like, oh, but if I, and my last knitting project, and I'm still in the middle of it, is a silk t-shirt that I'm knitting myself, a gray silk t-shirt. It's with the last of the hand-dyed Milky Way silk that I have. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to keep that one for myself. I can't sell everything, so I'm going to keep that one. So I'm still working on it. It's not very far through. I could probably pick that one up. But yeah, because it's like I wanted something that I could wear like in summer. So we'll see. Angela says, I had to put the shawl I'm making in timeout for a few days because it was misbehaving. Naughty projects go in the naughty corner. It's that simple. Absolutely. Leah, I go through phases. I used to predominantly crochet, but now big into knitting, so crochet is on the back burner. And she's asking, what about you? Lisby says it takes 2 to 2.5 years for most dogs to settle down. Woody took much longer. Louis he turned 1 in October, but we didn't get him till he was nearly 4 months old. So, yeah. So yeah, so he's nearly about to turn 2. So I think he's going to take a bit longer to settle down. For most things, he's settled. Most things, but when it comes to people tooting their horns, he still loses his mind, which we don't like because it's never at our house because our friends don't sit at our fence and toot their horn like some of the other neighbours' friends do. Although in saying that, Tim and Abby toot the horn just to upset the dog. So, you know, there's that as well. Chintami says, I definitely think of everything while doing everything. That's awesome. Yeah, planning the next spin whilst weaving. I was weaving and knitting last week. While I'm knitting, I'm berating myself for not getting my crochet done and vice versa. Oh my gosh, look at all us guilt crafters. I don't think I knit enough to think about it while crocheting. However, I really must get back to my jumper. This is why I've not done any other crafts. I think I only crochet for now. The other thing that I've been thinking of a bit is sewing, but I don't have any space for that right now just because everything is still a mess from when I shut down the Fiberific shack. Our house still looks trashed. I've got to get in, like we can't use the dining table. It's covered in stuff. So I've got to get back in and finish sorting out things and stuff. Because I would always sew on the dining table and there's no room for a sewing machine right now. Yes, I think of all the projects I've put down for projects I'm working on. Has Louis been in his new car seat yet? He has sat in it, but he has not been for a drive in it yet, if that makes sense. And it's quite big. I'm surprised. I told him, oh, that will fit very nicely in your car, won't it? And he just sort of looked at me like, what? We can move it from car to car. And I'm like, can we? Can we though? I think that we should just leave it in your car. So yeah. It's kind of funny. I'm spinning for my next weave. Been learning continental knitting when I want to break from spinning. That is awesome. Are you enjoying your continental knitting journey? I found, and I know this isn't the same for every crocheter, but I definitely found continental knitting easier to jump to than English knitting. And I'd been English knitting before I learnt to crochet. I was never good at it and very slow, and I would find it exceptionally frustratingly slow. But then I started crocheting and I love the crocheting. And then I was at Queensland Spinners Guild one day, and there was a lady sitting there, continental knitting, and I had no idea this thing existed. And I'm just sort of like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm knitting. And I'm like, but that's different knitting. What is it? And she told me about it, and I went home and Googled it. And I have not turned back since that day. So massive, massive thank you to that lady. Oops. Because it changed my knitting trajectory, I think, and changed how I saw knitting as well. So, but I know not everybody enjoys continental knitting. You do what you enjoy. Still not comfortable with knitting, have only done a few rows. Fair enough. It's all different. I could never purl with English knitting, smashing continental. Ah, that's awesome. Holly also says, I find continental easier than English. And yeah, I think that will probably be the same for a lot of us that crochet. And if you learnt continental before English. But I'm generalizing. Don't recommend teaching yourself continental knitting on sock needles. I do love my giant one. Fair enough. So would you recommend continental knitting right from the start then? Leanne, if you wanted to learn to knit as an avid crocheter, I would suggest trying continental first. And if it didn't work for you, then try the other one or one of the other ones, because there's plenty. But yeah, as a crocheter, I would always recommend continental first because it feels similar, if that makes sense. Like you tension your yarn with your left hand, you pick your stitches with your right hand, or oops, hello, I'm at the end of a row. Or like if you're a right handy, obviously. But yeah, it's going to depend on the individual. Guys, I have to go and get the massive ball of yarn. I'm like looking at the desk like, where am I going to put this thing? We also haven't worked out how to find the center pull. Like, what kind of yarn bath are we going to be dealing with here? Oh, this could be terrible. All right. Okay. Here's the ball of yarn. Louis got hold of this the other day and tried to run off with it, but it's bigger than he is, so he didn't get far. All right. This is ridiculous. All right, where's the... I'm assuming it's the same logic. Like if your tail is at that end, then oh, there's no gaps. Oh, there's a gap on this end. Oh, I don't want to pull the center pull out of this. This is just going to be bad. No, I'm going to go from the... It's like poke that back in. I'm going from the outside. I would much prefer to go center pull, but it's going to pull out like 100-gram ball of yarn. So we're going from the outside. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't rest it on the keyboard like I do with the others because it's so big. It will mess with everything. We're going from the outside. I'm not going to brave center pull on that. That's just asking for trouble. Oh dear. I'm just like going. I'm going. I'm not being brave. Okay. Yeah, massive bath time. I don't want to deal with that. I wanted to do a style of knitting that was different from English style, which gave me tennis elbow and needed cortisone injection. Yeah, that's definitely worth trying a different thing. Yeah, it's going to be 100 grams of yarn bar. Yeah, definitely for sure. Gosh, pop it on a yarn butler. I don't have one handy. I don't know. I don't know if mine would be big enough. I've got the Chowgu yarn butler. I don't know if I'll see. I'll try. Oh no, I want some yarn that's very dusty and gave me hives when I touched it. One is being caked and the other is a skein. Can I wash them before I use them? No, you can't wash a cake or a skein. They won't dry. The skein you can. The skein you can wash it and hang it in the sun, but you'll need to skein the other one. You can't. You won't be able to wash it in the ball. I mean, you could technically gently wash it in the ball, but the middle's not going to dry properly, especially in winter. So you need to skein that other one. So I don't know how to do that if you're getting hives from it. Yeah. Get someone to do it for you, I would say. If it's causing you hives, get one of your yarny friends to get in there and get that into a skein. And then, go from there. But the skein you can wash. And make sure it's got lots of ties on it as well, so it doesn't get all messed up. And by wash, I mean just hand wash in a sink. I don't mean anything crazier than that. But that's disappointing. I used to have a problem with there was this amazing lady who would do these amazing hand spuns, and at a retreat I used to go to, and she would always be showing me, but she did put everything in mothballs, and I don't cope well with that sort of naphthalene smell, and it would just set off my asthma every time. And but her spinning was just absolutely divine. It was just the most amazing spinning, and I always wanted to look at it, but I couldn't. And she worked out what was going on. One day I was just like, I'm so sorry, I can't deal with the mothballs. And she would actually take everything out into the sun and air it out for hours, and then be like, Chantel, do you want to come over here and have a look? I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you. For a second there, I thought there was a second strand coming off the ball. I'm like, no, there's a cut. But it's fine. It's fine. Oh, goodness me. Let me look here. Just checking to see what's going on. I have no idea what's going on with the cameras here today. They should be fine. I don't think I've got anything running in the background on the computer that should be hogging resources, which, may or may not be true. I don't know. So we'll see. No live stream over on the other channel tomorrow. but there will be one next week. So just for those of you that like to come over and hang out, we've got no one booked in for this week, but we do have for next week. Yeah, it's been a big week. Oh, do you reckon we can get 2 rows done? I reckon we possibly could get 2 rows done because that's our kind of our standard. And then, so if we get 2 to 3 rows done, and then this week I'm consciously making an effort now that I've sorted out the pattern, everything's going, I would like to try and get to the next color before next live stream. How many? I'm just going to just count how many rows of this color I have to do first. So yeah, no. No, we may not make it to the next color. So this color started on row 77. The next new color doesn't start till row 191. Sorry, it starts on row 241. Oh, I mean, it's not beyond the realms, right? It starts on row 241, finishes on row, and the next color starts on row 255. I mean, it's more than 10 rows. But, you know, it's not doable. That could be a pretty cool goal. What's the next color after the red? The red is, then we go to this brownie color, which is off camera, which you can't see. This brownie color with the purple. It's like a winey brown color. Hello, my sea prince. Welcome to the chat, Mark. Good to see you in here. Yeah. So I mean, that's a pretty big goal for someone who hasn't kept to the 10 rows a week, right? Should we make that as my goal? Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll make that as my goal. It's a big one. But the sooner we can start knocking over some of these color repeats, the sooner we can get to the border and get some more stuff done. All right, that's the goal. My goal this week is to get to the next color repeat, considering I just started this color repeat today. That's a big goal. That's a big goal. We'll see. Oh, I'm nervous now. I'm like, backpedal. But like, no, we can do this. We being me. I can do this. I can totally do this. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. So what's everyone got planned for the weekend? Like, I know it's only like Wednesday for some of you and Thursday for others, but I'm already looking forward to the weekend this week. Just like, it's just normal stuff. But I don't know, because it's cold on Saturdays, I can sleep in. Is basically probably why I'm looking forward to. I tend to, I like sleeping in late and then staying up super late. And on Saturday nights, I stay up very late doing some stuff for other creators. So I really enjoy that a lot. So I really look forward to it. And I also look forward to sleeping in my doona in the cold weather. So that's nice too. Yeah, Deb, I think you're right. I think I could do that. Like it just feels like a big goal, doesn't it? And considering how long the other color repeats have all taken, it feels like a big goal. But yeah, it is definitely not, it's not beyond the realms. Sally has popped in a link for the Queen Cow, which is the pattern that I'm working on here. So if you want to go and check that out, you can. Game Widow says that she doesn't have anything massive planned for the weekend other than getting ready to start her new job, which is so exciting. That's a pretty big thing. That's pretty big. Like getting yourself and your household and everyone used to you not being in the household all day. Like that they can't rely, like they can't just ring you and go, oh yeah, hey mom, come and do this thing for me. And you're like, dudes, I'm at work. I can't do nothing for you. You'll have to do it yourself. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Kathy. I hope I can do it. I think I should be able to. Man, working off this giant ball of yarn is weird. I should just I'm just going to put it here. There we go. Deb D says, I'm going to my cousin's for a birthday lunch on Sunday and hoping to get to the Beanley Quilt Show. It's supposed to be, I've never actually made it to the Beanley Quilt Show, but I've been to the Beanley show and they sometimes have some of the quilts up there and they are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't believe that for a second, Leanne. I'm sure I'm gonna Melissa, who's not in the chat today, but you guys know how Melissa's really good at keeping me on task. She must have come across a really old, I think I worked out that it was 6 months old, but an old TikTok or reel or something that I'd made of yarn that I was balling up for another project. And then she asked me, how's your queen going? And I'm thinking, this is an old video. This is old. Oh, gosh. Sally says, no plans for me. I don't want to risk going out and catching any sort of germs and such. Probably just stay in and crochet a bit and play video games and do housework. Yeah, if you've got surgery and stuff coming up, you totally need to protect yourself. My mum got informed that she was going in for her second knee replacement surgery at the end of June, but she got a phone call yesterday asking if she could go in next week. She was just yeah, yep, absolutely. So Her Majesty is having a rave this weekend. What is it? There is something this weekend, isn't there? I don't know what it is, but there's an actual celebration of something. Is it the no? It's not the. Is it the? I can't. It's not the colors. It's. I can't remember. You'll have to tell me. Carly's off to a Renaissance fair. That sounds cool. That sounds definitely cool. I haven't been to one of those in such a long time. I used to go to all that sort of stuff a lot. Game Winner says that her dad started radiation therapy. Started radiation treatment last Wednesday and then got the plague on Tuesday. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, it might be the Queen's birthday. I don't know. I can never keep track because we have our Queen's birthday celebration not on the Queen's birthday. It's weird. Gosh. We're nearly at the end of this row, you guys. Are we? Yes, I thought maybe it was folded over and I just had to double check. But yeah, we're definitely going to make it through 2 rows and start on a 3rd. Jubilee, it might be the Jubilee. I remember I saw something on the news that Prince William was practicing something or other. Platinum Jubilee, 70 years on the throne. Okay, all right. Her actual birthday is in April. Yeah, we have her Queen's birthday weekend. Is that in May or June? I can't remember. Queensland do things weird. Yeah. I wonder if Australia ever became a republic, right? Would we change the name of the state of Queensland because it wouldn't be the Queensland anymore? So, Carly says that it's been 2 years. So, yes, I'm excited, although Queen's Jubilee would be cool too. Yeah. So, Sue Ellen, is that Queen's birthday weekend for June, or is for Queensland, or is that for one of the other states? Because I think we don't all do it in the same state, do we? Sorry, all the states, not everyone does it on the same weekend. June 13th for South Australia. Yep. Victoria has it in June. Hang on. Okay, Google. When is the Queen's birthday public holiday for Queensland?
First Monday in October on the website officeholidays.com.
Ours is
in Queensland, this holiday is observed on the first Monday in October since 2016. In Western Australia, the Queen's birthday holiday is celebrated in either late September or early October. People also sometimes ask
okay, Google, stop. Okay. So yeah, so Queen's birthday is celebrated different dates in different states in Australia. Because I knew we'd moved ours to somewhere weird. So, our Victoria was also named after a queen. Yes, that's true. That's true. If Melissa was here, she would be she would be disgusted in us all. Absolutely. We should know all the royal things. So, yeah. Melissa is very, very knowledgeable on queen things, on royalty things. I am very not. And I do think it disappoints Melissa. But yeah, it's definitely 70 years on the throne. Is it? Can you imagine 70 years in any job, right? Like any job at all. I just can't. Like, yeah. We attend car club events across all states on the same weekend in June. Okay, I think I missed something there. Oh, sorry, Deb. I didn't mean to set off everybody's Google. We changed to October because there were no public holidays for the end of the year, so go us. Yeah, I think we've got something else in June. I don't think it's the Queen's birthday. It's only changed in the last couple of years too. So, there's no retiring for the Queen. I mean, that's a good point. Sorry, Natalie. Sorry, everybody. I should have warned you all, like, mute now. I'm going to talk to the G machine. Yeah, it's all different. It's all different dates for everybody. So, yeah. Where are we at? I am I'm like 3 repeats from the end, I think. Yeah, Artsog, that's right. Retiring for royalty is abdication. Although you could understand the Queen stepping down, right? Like, she's in her 90s, man. Like, yeah. I just, yeah, that's one of those things where it's a calling. It's not a career, because it is your life, basically. It's not just a job. It's your entire existence. I don't know if I could cope with that. I think that people who have to do that sort of thing, it must take a toll. I mean, it also pays quite well, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we wouldn't rename anything. Like, the reality is, like, most countries that become republics, do they go around renaming everything? I don't know if they do. Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, we'd have to reprint all our money. That's something we definitely have to do. Whether the Queen, whether we become a republic or whether or not Prince Charles becomes king, like, we've got a big money recall reprint all planned up, ready to go. Yeah. I haven't heard from Freaky this week. We saw him last week though, didn't we? We have, because Freaky misses like live streams for a few months every year because darts comes in at the same time. So I don't know. Yeah, that's what I thought. I just assumed to be at darts, honestly. He may not be. He might just be having a life as well. Yeah. I think that I think she would step down rather than make him Prince Regent. I think she would finally allow him to become king. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know what they're thinking. I personally think they should skip Charlie and go straight to William so that we can have another long reign. And the cat is amongst the pigeons. I think it would depend on how and why we became a republic as to whether we renamed anything. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not worried much about it either way, if truth be known. Oh, here we go. Last repeat. Oh man, my nose is itchy. I don't think we're alone, you guys. I think there's a few people who think that. So I think pretty well everyone except for Charlie is thinking that. Prince Charles. Sorry, I shouldn't call him Charlie. So uh-oh. I don't know. It's all good. It's all good. Then there, that one there. And then 2. And then that one. And then 2. Yes, good. We have enough stitches. Excellent. Okay. We have done a red and a purple. I'm going to maneuver the purple ball away and bring in the red. Yeah, I agree. And I like that. That's cool. I'm okay with that. Oh, Leanne says that we didn't see him last week either. Hang on. I've just got to move it up. Yeah, I don't know if I can message free. I'd have to check. I don't think so. Facebook have got all these rules about like, like while there's members in groups and stuff like that. As the group owner, I'm not allowed to message people directly unless they message me first. So it's weird. It's a protection thing. It's not weird. It's a protection thing. It's so people don't join a page and then get spam botted. So NYC Prince has met the Queen. Wow, I have not. I've never seen the Queen in real of any shape, fashion, or form. Partly because I live in Australia and she hasn't been out here for a real long time. But I've never been to any of the royal events, at least as far as I'm aware, maybe when I was little, but I don't remember seeing anything. Yeah, maybe he wasn't here last week. I don't know if I can send him a message, but I can try. One, 2, and then Lisby met Lady Di. Oh, wow. And Prince Charles. Game Widows is 2 degrees of separation from Prince Charles. Yeah. Gosh. Lots of crashing going on around next door. I'm not quite sure what's going on. It sounds like angry loading of a wheelie bin. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, I'm totally sucked in to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And it was so hard this morning because a new episode dropped. And it was so hard not watching it before live stream this morning. I was just like, oh no, I've got time. It's just like you don't know where you're going to be at emotionally after one of those episodes. Like after the first one, I was a bit like, oh, and so I didn't know exactly how I would be feeling after I watched it. So I decided not to watch it for the live stream. And the new Strange New Worlds that's been happening is absolutely phenomenal as well. The new Star Trek. So it is like that new episode doesn't drop till tomorrow. So I've got that one to look forward to. And I've gotten sucked into Big Sky, which is just a new detective series. I think we're on season 2. I'm still in season 1. Kelly Pollitt's that TV show is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It's on Disney Plus, and it is it's set between the episode 3 and the Rey movie, somewhere in between. No, not the Rey movie. Let me think. It's between episode 3 and episode 4, I would say. Yeah, it is. It's like what happened to Obi-Wan Kenobi after the whole Darth Vader thing. And we're getting to see like Princess Leia and Luke as little kids and like what happened. Like, it's pretty cool. But yeah, no Obi-Wan spoilers. And I'm behind on Stranger Things. I haven't watched season 3. I should, do that. Because season 4 is out. And I've been hearing such good things. I'm trying not to catch spoilers. But Boys season 3 is out. And yeah, there's just so much good stuff out at the moment. And I'm just like trying to keep up. But I'm also then rewatching Bones and, just the rewatching shows that are comfort shows when I'm crafting and stuff like that, so that it doesn't matter if I'm not looking at the screen the whole time. I can just keep going with what I'm doing. So, yeah. Lisby says, I'm loving it, almost as good as Mando. Yeah. Yeah. And I love that they got like Ewan McGregor back in for the role. It would have been so easy just to recast it, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe that's why they got him back in, because it was not easy to recast it. I do like Castle as well. Yeah, that was a great show. I'm a big fan of Nathan Fillion. I will watch pretty much everything he's in, but I have not been able to catch The Rookie because I don't know if I've got a service that that has it. I'll have to have a better dig, because The Rookie's just had it's got a spin-off series coming. So, I mean, that must be doing pretty darn well. And the other thing that I've been getting sucked into is a podcast, which an audio podcast, but they've started uploading their podcast onto YouTube, and it's called Inside of You. And it's Michael Rosenbaum, and he's the guy who played Luther in Smallville. And so he gets all these amazing actors on, and they have these really fantastic conversations. And I just get sucked into those pretty hard too. So just trying to focus in between all the work I'm doing and all the things that I'm putting together and trying to crochet and whoops. But yeah, just lots of amazing content out there if you have a look around for it. So yes. I love like all sorts of crime shows and fantasy sci-fi shows, and yeah, I don't like medical dramas, and which Abby finds absolutely hysterical, because I am like the house nurse, if that makes any sense. Like if anything happens, I can hold it together while I've got to do like first aid or whatever, or make sure that call an ambulance or whatever, and all that. I have no problems with that, but I just cannot handle those dramas. And And so Abby's currently watching Grey's Anatomy for the first time. So she's been watching it through from the start and she's obsessed. So that's cool. There's worse shows for a teenager to be obsessed over. Hang on, I'm just working over some of these tales. Oops. Am I doing the right thing here? No, too many. I got sucked into what I was doing. Just let me just fix this up. Holly says, I've met Nathan Fillion. He was very nice. I met the cast of Warehouse 13. They were amazing. And William Shatner. It was just a photo op. It was very fast and just didn't really get to say anything at all other than nice to meet you. So, you know. I did. I'm like, what have I done wrong here? I'm just not focused. Hang on. Deb's got to go. See you later, Deb. Have an awesome day. Claire is in the house. Claire has made it. Oh, Claire. Oh, I had to double check that was really you for a second there. I was like, no. So yesterday in Claire's live stream, there were spammers coming in and writing rude words, exactly how Claire's just done crochet. She's spamming. Mods, get her. Oh, gosh. Claire, how did your shopping and trip go? Please tell me you had success. Uh-oh, here comes Abby with it now. Yep, throw your spanners. It's all good. Let me have a look here. More than success. Okay, all right. Well, you know, we'll have to have a call later, Claire. Like, I'm in the middle of a live stream right now. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear. But yeah, it's Oh, Sally says that The Rookie is on 7+, and is it all the episodes? Because I haven't seen any. I'll only watch it if I can watch all of it from season 1. But I've got 7+. Like I can totally watch it from there. I heard you dobbing me in for watching Grey's Anatomy. How dare you? Derek Shepherd is a surgical hottie extraordinaire. Oh. See, I always said you were watching it, Abby. I didn't say what you're obsessed about. Now everybody knows what you're obsessed about. There's 4 seasons. Thanks, Sally. I'll go and check it out. Yeah. I mean, I think I preferred it when you liked Dr. Chris, honestly. But anyway. McDreamy? Is it McDreamy? I think that, or is it McSteamy? There was 2. Anyway, he's McDreamy. There we go, Jane. Oh, Abby's in McDreamy. Okay. All right. I watched, like, when it was on TV, like 11 billion years ago, I watched the first few seasons, but I couldn't deal. And Mark is, look, seriously, look at Abby. She knows who everybody is. I'm like, okay. Kelly preferred McSteamy. This chat is just like gone downhill, something fierce. Oh dear. Abby's on to season 7. How many seasons did it go for, Abby? Because it's a long one, isn't it? It's kind of like Supernatural, which went for 15 years. Oh dear.
18.
Oh, Abby's just yelled through the wall. It's gone for 18 years. Or 18 seasons. Oh, there we go. It's in the chat as well. Oh dear. Sue Ellen says, you go, Abby. Abby, are you watching Grey's Anatomy right now? She's not answering through the wall. She might not be handy. Abby's bedroom's just on the other side of the wall here, so she can hear it all like. It's still going. The newer seasons are even better than the start. Wow. Okay. Abby, no spoilers. People haven't watched the first however many seasons you've watched. Abby, that's it. Get spoilers have to get out. Oh man, come on. Remove. There we go. You're not sorry. You're not sorry. And apparently season 19 signed up for next year. Okay. Wow. Righto. There was a spin-off series of that one as well, wasn't there? With like a redheaded doctor chick. Because I know everyone's names. Nope. Straight to spoiler jail. Absolutely. When I make my noodles for lunch this afternoon, I'm not making Abby any. She can make her own lunch. Private practice. Thank you, Abby. Bye, Sue. Have an awesome day. I heard it gets bad after like season 14. I don't know. I haven't watched it, so I have no idea. Because it's not really my speed. But I know that Supernatural went for 15 years. They finished last year, and then they've already got a prequel that they've been approved for by CW. So that will be cool. It's being voiceovered by Jensen Ackles, who plays Dean. But yeah, apparently there's more stuff in the works, more supernatural stuff. So I don't know what any of that means, but yeah. I'm trying to keep going, not get sidetracked, because the chat's so cool. But yeah, so it's just there's so much good TV on at the moment. Like we were talking about it here the other day, like about how you're getting some top-notch actors in these series, and it's because most shows are not making, or like most of the streaming networks are not making shows where they expect the actors to be available for like 3/4 of the year anymore. So they're making like these sort of anywhere from 6 to 13 episode series where things like Supernatural and stuff, they had 22 episode series. So being able to, that means that they can actually be in multiple shows, because that was something I was surprised about, because apparently Jensen Ackles is joined The Boys as a regular cast member, I think, for at least a season. I don't know any more than that. But he's also joined Big Sky. And I thought maybe it was just a one-off episode, but apparently he's coming back for season 3. So yeah. And it just shows that like it means that actors can sign on for multiple projects now instead of just one. So I think it's cool if that's what they want to do. So yeah, I like it. More good TV with more good actors. I'm up for it. Because crafting can be done in front of the TV. So we can multi-skill because we're talented. I didn't get into Gilmore Girls. I tried, but there was something about it that just, I couldn't. There was a few shows like that like everyone loved, and I just was like, meh. Like Sex in the City, another one. Like I was like in my early 20s when it was on TV. Like, so I was like the target audience, and could not get into it. Like everyone would be like, oh, let's go down to this, you know, bar and we'll have drinks after work. And I'm like, oh, nah, it's because do you remember when all the bars played it and they'd have it on the bars and everyone like they'd have specials on Cosmos and all this sort of stuff. And you're just like, oh man, I cannot deal with this crowd. I'm going home. I'm tired. Back to studying. I've been laying in bed with Louis all day. Lulu is like such a blanket mooch, honestly. He will make you feel guilty for leaving him there too. He'll be like, but fine, I'll come with you to wherever it is that we're going to be cold. And then he looks at you like while he's cold, like, I'm so cold. Can we go back under the blankets? He's such an emotional blackmailer. He is a coldie baby. Absolutely. Poor little Nudget. We shaved him just before this weather system hit. Timing probably couldn't have been worse. Books, old school. Yeah, Abby has everything. It's all on her laptop. Oh, that was something on my head then. I felt that. Please don't be anything bad. Yeah. Oh dear. I'm going to keep going. Like I've only got this, like there's this much left to go of the row. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I don't think I can do it in 4 minutes. No, you cannot hot up my car, Abby. She's giggling. I can hear her giggling through the wall. So never any books anymore. That sort of saves trees. I don't know about never, but I know all like you have the option when you're buying textbooks to just buy the digital access or the digital access and the paper. And we bought her some of her textbooks in like actual book form as well. But most of hers are just digital. So, and yeah, and it just means that they can update the textbooks easily. Like if something has to change, it's not like everyone has to spend $120 on this textbook again because they can just do the update in the system. I mean, they still try to get you to buy the books. Kransky, yeah, Abby loves Dachshunds, but she calls them Kransky dogs. Well, Abby, you're on fire. Go and refresh all that so that you can do your test tomorrow and ace it. Yeah, so this weekend I am crocheting, it seems. And then I will be working on some other projects and like other for other creators, not craft projects. And I will try and dig out a knitting project, I think, just to break things up a little bit for me. I'll see if I can find my t-shirt and work out exactly where I'm up to in it. Because I think that's the problem. I think I put it down somewhere, lost the printed pattern, and I'm going to have to go and work out exactly where. Oh, yeah, Abby can just go to Zaraffa's now. I forgot about that. Abby got her P's yesterday. Abby can now drive without me in the car. But she still has to ask. She can't just take my car.
Do you want a smoothie?
Yes, please. Okay. Don't crash my car.
I might need to get out of my pajamas.
Yeah. Can you guys hear her yelling through the wall? I don't know if you can hear her yelling through the wall. She's just offered to pick me up a smoothie. And yeah. So she's just going to zap up to Zaraffa's, which is like less than 5 minutes away, which is a really dangerous thing. And
I'm taking the dog as well.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you guys can hear her. Oh gosh. Yeah, I used to take my dog on solo driving adventures. I think Abby would like to take the dog. She doesn't like being in the car by herself. Like yesterday, she realized she went for a big drive and picked up a friend and then dropped her friend home and drove home. And she was like, I don't like it when there's no one else in the car. She's so used to it. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, it is. So, yeah, I'm in two minds. Like, I'm happy that she got it. I'm also nervous, but I think it's just a mum thing. It's her driving's fine. I got no issues with that, but just yeah. Oh, okay. True. It's so cold though. I wish I was still in mine, honestly. Yeah. It's definitely the weather for it. So it's Thursday today, Caffeinated Crafters tonight. So those of us that want to brave the cold and go and have, I think I might do something and have because I normally have fish and chips in a salad. So I think I'm going to just have meatballs and mash tonight. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, I don't normally do the meatballs anymore, but I think I will. Yes, that would be nice, I think. I think the other thing is if I work out, I might sit down this afternoon and work out where I'm up to with my knitting project, because I think if I had it with me, I might actually do it tonight at Caffeinated Crafters, whereas I've been finding the other project I've been taking, which is crocheting the edges onto my fusion blanket. It's a bit boring, truth be known. It's not hard. It's probably a good project to do, but I've got to take a few. And then I finish what I've brought with me, and then I'm like, oh, now I've got nothing else to do. My weather app is no longer broken. It's telling me it's 30 degrees. It is, and telling me it says it's 13. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, 13 sucks, but that's good that it's not lying to you anymore, trying to be guilting you, it's not cold. What are you talking about? It's 30 degrees when you need a jumper. So, yes, that will be awesome. I've got this feeling I'm supposed to be doing something this afternoon for some reason. And I cannot shake it. I'll have to check my calendar. Because I try not to book anything on Thursday afternoons. I think it's just because Abby's home. It's messing with everything. I have to probably work out when she's on school holidays soon too.
If you make me noodles, I'll get you a drink.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Do we have enough noodles for 2 people?
Oh, we should, yeah. Are you still alive?
Yes, I'm still live.
Oh, hi.
All right, I'm just coming up to the last repeat, just double checking that everything is correct. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, and 1. Hello, Louie. So snuffle in my ear. I don't like it. Louie's in pajamas. No, I don't need your help with my hair.
Maybe he needs to show the world his pajamas.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm just finishing off the end of this row.
What are people saying?
We're talking about the weather because it's so cold. All right, hang on a second. There we go. We finished a 3rd row. Look at us go on fire. All right, here's Abby and Louie. Hello.
Louis has clothes.
He's got his little takeaway pajamas on.
And I have got me jumper, the tracky dacks, and
socks. That's all right.
My socks.
They're cute socks. So yeah, careful. There's a water cup there, Abs.
Drink the water.
No, don't let him dog lick in there. Anyway, guys, it has been amazing having you all hang out and chat. Don't forget to pop in your photos of what you're working on over in the fun zone. I will see you here next Thursday, or Thursday for me, Wednesday for some of you, I'm sure. Lisby loves his PJs.
Good, they were secondhand from our vet.
Sally says thank you for telling us what you're wearing. Abby, a jumper over your pajamas is getting dressed.
Oh, it's not over my pajamas.
She doesn't have trackies for pajamas.
I don't wear trackies. That's too hot.
Well done. 3 rows. That only leaves 7 for your week. Actually, that's a fantastic point. Absolutely. Angela says, I hope it gets warmer for you soon. Have a good day or night. You guys all have an awesome week, and I will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye. If I can find the bat, I can't find what I need. There we go. See yous.